dual combination, dual Mystic Flare. You can buy a lot of space out for Kuretsugu to actually scale up on a Morphling. The Ags for the Morphling here will feel great. Turning into the Magnus is going to be amazing. Even turning into the Wraith King's not too bad for Morphling, just to get that added stat resist as well with the Ags up. So you have a lot of ways of getting that done. Same position here for the cut and trying to break the smoke. See if Nexus Titans falls for twice in a row.
They may. They are still hanging around for this bounty. Mind you, I think they do have better level 1 fight than last game around. Like, especially with the Undying. It's the Decay so powerful on the Undying at level 1 against level 1 heroes. We shall see. At least Kuretsugu is up at top side. So he's already prepared to try and secure the top bounty runes. They just want to try and get a slight advantage to start things off here for Nexus Titans. And Scourge McDuck's the only one left here down at the bottom side of the map. Nexus Titans, they're going to reveal themselves a little bit earlier than they probably should have, so Scourge McDuck is not going to move his way down. But it's still a 2 for 2 in terms of bounties. Ade managed to take one away from Kuretsugu. Kuretsugu not able to get the third bounty that they were looking for in Nexus Titans. So a pretty even start nonetheless. So we can start with the mid lane. Of course, MTD going to be up against Desperate. We'll see how this Wind Ranger does this game, though. Desperate had a pretty bad time on the Ember up against MTD Zeus last game.
Yeah, it's not the worst lane. It's also not the best lane for a Wind Ranger. You can still kind of look for harass potential onto the Zeus with your Wind Run, but Zeus can always kind of hit back with Arc Lightning spam. You'll get a lot of value here from a full wand, of course, for Desperate. I think that's going to be necessary to sustain against the Zeus. If you don't manage to suppress MTD, I think you've got some issues, because you are going to be susceptible to that burst here, for sure, especially as MTD approaches 6. You don't have an easy way of dodging out the Thunder God's Rat here as well on the Wind Ranger in comparison to something like the Ember. I think if last time around MTD had a pretty good time, this time should be fairly similar here.
Should be. We'll see how it does pan out. Of course, bottom lane, Scourge McDuck and Empyrean against Thaner and Zor. This should be a harder lane for Scourge McDuck for sure against the offlane LC and the Pulse Force Skarath Mage, but see exactly how much they can slow the man down. And the LC, even with the nerfs, I mean, he's still a very, very strong hero. Especially that overwhelming odds still going to be super annoying here against the Wraith King. So we'll see what Scourge does do. I'm sure for now he's just going to look to play a more passive game against Zor. But as I say that, they are going to get a glimpse back on Zor, but Zor is more than happy to just fight back. And that is Scourge McDuck gone. I'm not sure what the idea was there from the cut. Maybe just underestimating Nexus Titans, and, well, they do get punished for it.
Pretty severely. Not the kind of first blood you want to give out here on the side of the cut. Big pickup from Nexus Titans, and Zor already having a lot more impact on his offlane LC in comparison to his Weaver last time. It's going to be feeling good. Nice here to kind of get that first blood on. Up top, well, Nature Lover on the Undying, kind of getting damaged here by B-God, but not too badly. He is along with Kuretsugu on the Morphling. And B-God, of course, in that Flinks and Ade on the Magnus. This one should be a pretty stable lane for Kuretsugu. I don't see the Magnus kind of zoning you out here. You also don't have the smoothest skewer back play as well. And it should just be a pretty easy time to farm the Morph. Maybe by level 3 you feel a lot better, but it doesn't get any easier for the side of the cut to look for those opportunities. Although...
yeah, chase on Nature Lover. Nice skewer back, but he's got the Tombstone to drop. So RD and B-God both looking to back off as Nature Lover. The defensive Tombstone is going to work out. Looks like he's not too happy with himself for some reason. I think it's fine. You know, you missed the level 2 timing, which is a little bit sad on the Undying, but it is what it is. You have to just try and survive. You'll have another one up in a minute, but it is the level 2 timing of the Undying proving to be so strong that if you miss the kill, it does feel really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. You're also down to 2 mangoes now, not going for the full reset here for Nature Lover and trying to maybe walk back to base, opting instead for the pull. So you're just missing out on a little bit of that laning presence coming out from the Undying. Still, a much stronger laning start for the side of Nexus Titans. Again, not quite the repeat of game 1. They managed to get a kill. They're getting a lot more CS this time on Desperate up against MTD, although MTD is still favored. And you have a good lane coming out here for Zor. Things kind of lining up. They've got a launching point, that Legion Commander here. They've got the levels coming in on Tana. No value point yet in the Ancient Seal, though. And I think that is one thing that they will have to keep an eye on. Even if you shut down Scourge McDuck, the Wraith King can still farm pretty damn fast with the skeletons here. Hold on.
Yeah, they're jumping in now. Scourge barely going to survive thanks to the magic wand charges. Glimpse back on Zor. Not going to amount to much though. Of course, Scourge did not have any spells to throw out. It's kind of why you don't see the Wraith King as a very popular pick right now. Is these kind of reasons. They just can't. They can't fight against offlane picks like the LC at the moment. Empyrean's trying his absolute best to hold them back. But yeah, I mean, Scourge, I think most of the farm he's going to be looking for is going to be coming from the jungle as the top lane. Both supports going down. Ade finding a kill first, but then Kiritsugu finding B-God right after that. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Empyrean is going to drop once again. Zor able to take him out. The cut, I mean, I'm sure they're feeling confident in this series, but, you know, this Wraith King, it feels pretty bad. It's a pretty bad pick at the moment, I think, and I think that the pick was purely just based off being very confident against Nexus Titans. As Kiritsugu now, bottom or rather top lane, still trying to fight. B-God going to chase him down. Kiritsugu though, strength morphing all the way. He's going to be just fine by the looks of it, though he will be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, rotation's coming up. Nature Lover is here again, but he will not be able to secure any kind of kill here onto Ade.
Ade with a Ring of Health. Again, that's been nerfed down a little bit, but he should be able to just get enough to sustain in lane. Going back to your point about the Wraith King, it is in a pretty rough spot, but I think this hero can still recover fine with the skeletons at the least. So as long as you kind of play around and farm.
Yeah, he's about to drop here. Waveform forward and Adaptive Strike can be able to secure the kills. MTD was trying to get himself a Morphling, but instead they're going to get Nature Love. Very close to getting that Morpher. Spot him, Scourge McDuck. Again going to be punished. They're going to rotate in, I believe, B-God to try... No, it's MTD coming in on the Zeus. But with the way the creep wave's going...
Middle tower is under attack.
Nexus Titans, they seem to know this is the rotation has happened. MTD will reveal himself now anyway. And Nexus Titans, they completely avoid the ganking coming.
Radiant's middle tower
A little bit optimistic from the side with Cut. And Scourge McDuck having a really awful time now. I mean, dying 2 times in that lane, giving a lot to the LC. This is LC pre-duel as well. Once that duel is up, it's not going to take too long to find those kills. Desperate just shoving in mid with a focus fire. Does get a lot of damage off onto that objective. And MTD running off to the side.
Oh, bit of an accidental GG well played call there as Desperate. He's going to be okay to win run away. And Desperate has had a much better time in the mid lane here in the Wind Ranger. And, a very close game so far. Nexus Titans actually 1k in the lead. Now the cut, the ones seemingly need to keep up here is Nature Lover now. Looks like he's going to be in a spot of danger. Does get the tombstone down before he does go down as B-God. Try to clean that up, but Ade might be giving his kill, or his life away rather, to Kiritsugu. Kiritsugu, Adaptive Strike in 1. Just needs a bit of vision on Ade to probably get this kill. So he will pop it. B-God going to be there to slow him up, but he has waveform in a second. Problem is, this is a lot of time being committed towards this Magnus kill, but he is eventually going to find it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, rotation incoming from MTD. This time they will not scout it out. So MTD should be just fine to secure a kill onto here onto Zor, though MTD dropping quite low himself, but Desperate going to be glimpsed away on the Wind Ranger just to ensure that MTD does not drop. The cut, I mean, it does cost them a lot of rotations, but they do at least get themselves a kill here down to the bot lane.
They managed to get some relief out for Scourge McDuck, pocketing that level 6 until he needs it. The movements out from the cut are starting to cost him though. Like, this is a lot of space for Desperate. This is a ton of space for Kiritsugu to just farm up on these two heroes on mid and safe. And you're not getting enough relief just yet for you to feel good on Scourge McDuck. Very marginal lead right now. Some aggression coming in here.
Yeah, Thana, he's got 0 armor, so it's going to be a pretty easy kill for them to take out. It's Nature Lover going to show up on the Undying. Desperate going to be there as well with a nice shackle. They'll even drop the Tombstone, though a nice glimpse away from Empyrean. It's still going to mean he does die to Desperate, but at least he doesn't have to worry about the Wind Ranger being here. It's now Zor rushing in, trying to find a duel opportunity onto B-God. Will not have the overwhelming odds, so is lacking all the attack speed he would like right now, so B-God's still on the run. Eventually they will secure the kill though here with Nature Love.
Yeah. Nexus Titans again showing signs of life, just getting this aggression off. Zor having an actual hero is having a ton of impact. The Blade Mail coming out sooner rather than later. And for the side of the cut, well, it's time for them to kind of play a slower game. You need to farm up on Ade, you need to farm up now on Scourge McDuck as well. And you kind of need to stall this game out for as much as you can. Which means that Kiritsugu is just going to become a bigger and bigger threat on the Morphling. That hero is not to be underestimated. Your control for a Morphling here is rather limited. It's going to require Empyrean to, again, land these static storms for the team. Bot tower just goes. Zor has a free one. And the cut just kind of letting go of the map right now. Just off a really rough lane. The really rough hero matchup for Scourge McDuck. They'll maybe start to set their eyes up top, but everyone else from Nexus Titans are heading up here as well.
Shackle is actually going to land. Ade copter for a moment. Scourge McDuck in the meantime. She holding the front line here for Nexus Titans. In comes MTD, but immediately the jump in from Kiritsugu. Not going to amount to much as now a nice static storm. Empyrean going to hold down 2 of them. Nature Lover is gone, and so is Zor. Maybe now they continue to clean up as Ade actually ends up dropping on the Medusa, but Desperate is going to give his life away for that. As they go for a 4th. Thana also caught. Scourge McDuck able to take that kill. It's a 4-for-1 wipe. The cart really getting out on top of this one. A lot of golden XP to go their way. It's massive.
Good punishment coming out. Ade on the Magnus does fall, but it's well worth it to find all of these kills, to find that kill onto Zor and onto Desperate. And Kiritsugu does bail out. He wasn't caught long enough in the static storm. And that is going to be a recurring theme here in this game for the cut. Just trying to catch out the Morphling is going to be a lot tougher. Trying to pin him down before he gets that full attribute shift is going to be really difficult until maybe something like the Orchid timing on B-God gives you another option here. So you will have to just... You really have to line your shot up on that one quite well. Desperate doesn't manage to grab the rune. In fact, are they going to
try and
this
turn
far?
now? The Shackle does not land. Zor just wants to get in for the duel though, and Empyrean should just be dead. It'll be the first bit of duel damage coming out for Zor and the Legion Commander. Nice little pick up for him, but it seems like they want to try and perhaps move in because B-God is hanging around. A lot of pings coming out here towards Zor and Nature Lover. They've got all the vision they could ask for. B-God going to go for the easier kill onto Nature Lover, as I suppose they weren't quite confident in being able to hold down the LC long enough. I'll just take what they can get.
Yeah, you just take it. It's a bit strange that the Cuts still go for that Glimpse play without the Static Storm, not respecting, again, the side of Nexus Titans and how much damage they can do. Nice dual win for Zor. Blade Mail fully up. Blink Dagger not too far away now. Key timing starting to line up here for Nexus Titans. The side of the cut, and they're still in recovery mode. And still needing that farm on Ade. Still needing some space out for Scourge McDuck. Still trying to go for the Radiance on the Wraith King. So still going back for that old school build here. It shouldn't be too bad once it's up and running. And again, your farm can accelerate whenever you're nearby Ade. Witty Empowered. And with the Skeletons, this isn't the slowest farming pace from a Wraith King, but it's also not particularly fast. You're behind by almost 2k in comparison to Kiritsugu, or closer to 1k now. Side of the cut. It does feel like their entire lineup is a little bit greedier here, Mike. When they're having to farm, they do have that full solar crest, so Tana can just die.
Yeah, certainly can, and he will. B-God picked up a very easy kill for himself here on the Clinks. Nexus Titans, I mean, they're off to a good laning stage. It has not really turned into the best mid game so far, but they are at least having a better time than last game. Like, Kiritsugu is at least top of the net worth board, and in fact, all 3 cores from Nexus Titans, they are sitting at the top of the board. The only one doing pretty well from the cut is MTD at the moment. It's top lane. They are going to find Kiritsugu by the seams of it. Kiritsugu, he'll go for a run, but he's completely surrounded. Nice strength morph, however. Very, very quick reactions here from the Morphling. As Kiritsugu is still alive. Will waveform away, and I don't believe they can keep up. In fact, now the rotation's incoming. They'll try to punish the side of the cut. The jewel is out. They've caught the disruptor. Imperium down. More jewel damage here for Zor. And that was a very quick shift of strength. I was not expecting that from Kiritsugu.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if V-God was under vision. He might have been under vision for just a moment. They're still trying, but just a little bit too durable on that Morphling, even with the Thunder God's Wrath. Forcing V-God home. Unfortunate not finding that kill. Nice punishment coming out from Nexus Titans. And I believe our Clinks went under tower vision for just a second as they started with a Static Storm. And that just gave it a signal to go full strength there for Kiritsugu. The cut need to execute a lot better. Like, if they don't manage to land a Static Storm, again, this Morphling it's a very hard target to pin down. Now a smoke play out from Nexus Titans. Blink ready here for Zor.
The mid lane, MTD, the big pick off. The Zor is unable to get the jewel because it was on cooldown. Nexus Titans still hanging around. They're gonna see Empyrean show up. Zor, he did have the blink up, but he just didn't feel like he was really in range to be able to get the big jewel off. Athena, though, in the middle of nowhere right now. Still hoping for some help to come in. MTD, very quick reactions, is going to be able to back off. Athena will barely survive. Nature Lover now just getting deleted by the looks of it as B-God. Just takes him out solo on the Clinks. And now the Tombstone obviously just going to be fed the weight. So Empyrean, he's going to get jeweled up. Zor may give his life away for that, though, as the RP's going to come in. But do they have the follow-up damage? It does seem like they will. So you get the jewel damage on your side of things, but you give your life away for that. Probably not the best choice here for the LC.
No, certainly not. And the damage is nice, but the gold is bouncing back a little bit towards the cut's way. MTD picking up another kill is worrisome. He is going for an Aether Lens Octarine buildup, does look like here. And will want to sustain. Can B-God doing a great job of just picking up these really soft supports. I mean, it's surprising to say you expect Tana to die for sure, but even his solo pickoffs and Nature Lover have been massive on the Clinks, and he is going for the Orchid. So that's a little bit more control to handle that Morphling. Although the Manta is up, so it's not going to be that effective in stopping the attribute shift.
I find it kind of crazy. Like, I'm looking back at this LC. He didn't go for the level 10 talent. So he didn't go for the +8 dual bonus damage, which is pretty rare, to say the least. I feel like every game you go for the +8 dual bonus. I'm not sure what value he's getting out of not having it, to be honest. Like, an extra point and press the attack doesn't feel that good.
No, certainly not. I'm rather curious as well. Let's see. Maybe he picks it up. No, by 12, you surely pick up your dual level. So, I don't know.
Should have had
it's
a
rather
10.
interesting. Yeah. It's
very unusual.
Rather, it's very, very different. Maybe valuing a little bit more HP regen? No, that doesn't feel impactful as a sitter, Mike. It doesn't feel impactful.
I'm assuming it's a misclick, but that's 2 misclicks then.
Yeah, we shall see if he corrects for it. The side of Nexus Titans, They are getting still a lot of plays for Kuritsugu, only about 2k gold away from full ags. This Morphling really is the biggest concern right now.
Dire's top
Right side of the
tower has
cut.
fallen.
They find a top tower, they mass TP bot. They want to make a play on Kuritsugu.
Nice static storm to set up. They'll need to chain stun the stun pretty well. They do get it. Kiritsugu in trouble, gonna wave from away, and he's still proving to be too much.
Dire's top tower is under
As the cut immediately to just TP, try and smoke up and run out. As Desperate is gonna see at least the Wraith King. Scourge McDuck thinking about going back in, maybe not realizing how many heroes there are right now from Nexus Titans, but they still want the fight anyway. Chase is on, Glimpse was there onto the Wind Ranger. Stun will cancel TP, so Desperate is gone. Nice pick up there for Scourge. So in the end, the fight still works out in their favor. Like, even if they can't find the Morphling, it won't be the biggest deal in the world. They do at least get themselves a Wind Ranger.
Nice here to find anyway. It's still a mid-core that just melted once that Solar Crest was up with a physical output you do have on hand with Scourge McDuck. He does have a Radiance up. He's going straight for a Halberd. So looking to stack up the evasion and try to maybe prevent some big plays in the duel or prevent some output from Wind Ranger here.
middle tower is
Gonna be
under
pretty
attack.
impactful once that is up. Haste Rune being saved for MTD, although Nature Lover, not gonna contest too hard. Doesn't manage to snag that away. 15 to 12, a much stronger look again at Nexus Titans, but now, with all the sacrifices they've made on their mid and off lane, it's only Kiritsugu who is ahead. You have to start to drop off a little bit on that Wind Ranger and the LC. The LC, a little bit more understandable. The Wind Ranger, a lot more tempo-based. Kiritsugu, still up front here.
Certainly is. He surely gets punished. Like, he's way too far forward. The cut. They're going to try again another great strength morph here from Kiritsugu. But this time around, he's completely surrounded, completely locked in. There is no chance this time he will survive. That's the big kill you wanted to see.
Yeah, it goes the way of B-God, which isn't too bad. You get that punishment going, and you have an opening for Roche. You've got the output, even with the changes coming out on Plinks. You've got the physical burst with something like that Wraith King, so it shouldn't take too long to clear this one out. Nexus Titans did smoke up, but after losing their Morphling, feeling like it's not worth re-engaging. They will hand over a free Roche, maybe not even expecting it coming out here from the cut.
And there you go.
Radiant are
He just got in the way of MTD.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The cut is still looking fantastic here in this game number 2. Even though their draft's proven to be somewhat questionable with this position on Wraith King, but they are making it work. Do appreciate Scourge McDuck going back for the Heaven's Halberd against the Morphling to boot. Just really making sure that Kiritsugu's not going to have the greatest time in the world in these fights.
Dire
Scan is out on B-God down at bot lane. Dust is there. They could not find him, however, so B-God's just going to casually walk out of here. A little bit upsetting for the Nexus Titans, I'm sure. Bright side is Kiritsugu now has the full Aghanim Scepter up, so he might be willing to get involved with his team. I don't necessarily think it's going to be quite enough here if he gets caught by himself. That's kind of the thing. So I think the cut, every time they've dealt with this Morphling, it was when he was completely on his own. In fact, they've only been able to kill him once this game, so if he gets caught with the amount of damage the cut are now dealing, you're still going to be in huge trouble.
Yeah, it's still gonna be pretty hard if the full team fight complement comes in. But look how soft and Undying can lock up against the Queens. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, Orb of Destruction now up as well on B-God, so, you know, lots of minus armor here against the poor old Undying. Not really much they could have done about it. The tier 2 top tower now going to be focused here by the cut. So I don't think there'll be a defense to come.
No, the push pace from the cut is pretty damn fast, especially with the talents you've chosen in Scourge McDuck. plus skeleton damage, skeleton duration and cooldown reduction as well. There's a lot coming out. They want to play defense here, though.
Interesting. Bottom, Kiritsugu. Oh, he didn't get the morph. He didn't get the morph this time. The Static Storm, well and truly locking him down. Azor. Azor's going to go for a run. Good news is, John, he did get the +8 dual damage talent. Bad news is he's not going to be able to use it because he's dead. MTD picking up a double kill now on the Zeus. And that's a big one. Like, you found both the morph and the offlane LC. Probably the best fight you could have asked for here as the cut. And Nexus Titans, they're just showing no signs of life in this game too. Like, after the laning stage, it just everything just stopped. And now bottom lane, like, the chase is on again. Ade does not have a blink, so he can't really close the gap that well, but he does get the skewer off, does find Nature Lover with the harpoon. And Nature Lover at least is still gonna die.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and you might lose more. B-God eyeing top.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
B-God, just so much damage. Look at this.
Jeez.
It's not fair. This hero just... It's just not right.
It was nerfed as well, Mikey.
Yeah, nerfed. That's one way to put it. Look, it looks like it.
You can't have fun with Core Abaddon, but Clinks, go right ahead. Feast your eyes, Mr. Skeletal.
Dire's bottom
And that's
tower
the key right now for the cut. It's not just the Clinks, Mike. They've got the whole Skeletal army. You know? Mr. Bowen's Wild Riot is here.
Well, he's got an Orchid. Kiritsugu might just be dead.
Kiritsugu's dead.
Kiritsugu's got Mad Tongue. The Static Storm's going to make it so he can't actually get out.
Oh, he's dead?
He is dead. Towards the high triangle. Zor's going to get caught now on the LC. Zor is gone. Nature Lover's gone. I mean, it's not yet at the point where you have to call the game, but you are certainly approaching that stage now if you are Nexus Titans, because you haven't been able to make use of the good laning stage you had, and it just... I don't feel like the cut should have this easy of a matchup now with this kind of draft, but they are getting away with it. This is pretty bad news if you are Nexus Titans.
Yeah, you expect a lot more coming out from Kiritsugu, but he's just not been able to use the Ags in the way he'd want to. They don't just go straight for that tier 3. Fortify is still available. Probably just going to wait for the respawns to pop it. Melee Rack's falling a little bit quick here, though.
Well, they are going to retreat for now. Melee barracks were left as they are, just on a little bit of HP here as the cut. So they're going to retreat just fine. The Nexus Titans, they're not out of this game yet. Like, you still could win a big team fight as Nexus Titans, but they're not the ones that are trying to initiate any of these fights. They've always... Oh, Zor! He gets a duel off eventually, but... Oh, Static Storm's gonna lock two of them in. Now the RP comes out. B-God, he might eventually fall, or maybe just not. Maybe he'll just survive all of it. Thana's gone. At least Kiritsugu does get himself a disruptor kill. So Imperium will drop, but now he's in danger. Kiritsugu, he's still strength morphing, still alive for now. We'll wait for him towards the right side and eventually gets a skewer out with the Magnus morph. He will not be able to help out Nature Lover, however. Nature Lover just dropping pretty darn easily. And now it might be time to call it.
This is pretty close to that point, and would agree, Mikey. Mid-rack's gonna be taken. Respawns are short, so Nexus Titans can rally for another fight. And Mega Creeps aren't lined up yet for the cut. Still a tier 2 up top standing, but how do you stop this creep army from Scourge McDuck? He gets the level 20 talent with +6 minimum skeletons as well. Yeah. Now, they hold off at least with a Fortify, but you're really not scared of too much right now. I mean, D-God comes out unscathed. Empyrean copying one for the team. So the Clinks now just, you know, basically being an extra core. Dragonlance up. Nullifier not too far off. And for the cut, I mean, they're making this Wraith King look like an actual hero might. Scourge McDuck maybe having a rough laning phase, but bouncing back in really strong form.
Yeah.
is
don't know if
eventually going to clear out the Tormentor.
I don't know if I can actually say it looks like an actual hero, but it's you know, it's doing things.
Well, this game at least, you know, you have to give
Yeah,
it this game.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I'll
just
give
this
you
game.
that.
This is the
Just
exception.
this game. Just
this is the
one
exception.
time. All right.
Just this one time, because it's the skeletal army, you know, Mr.
Right.
Bones' Wild Ride.
I do
What
miss
can
the
you do? They
Skelly
denied
boys.
her tier 3.
Hey, that's. I don't know, John. I think Nexus Titans are looking very lost right now. I mean, Zor might just be telling his team, guys, the game's over. Just let him finish.
Look at the skeletons. Look at them go.
They're doing
Wow.
great work, John. They do get taken down. But here we go again. I don't think the cut are quite done yet. So they're looking to move in another time any moment, and here we go. Skewer's not gonna land. Glimpses there from Empyrean onto Nature Lover. He's gonna be just fine, as now their Gleipnir will hold them down a little bit. They have lost the bottom racks. And it seems like the cut, like they're not interested in trying to just force the game finish or the GG call. They'll be more than happy to just retreat for a little bit and buy themselves a little bit of time. And Nexus Titans, I mean, they're trying, John. I'll give them props for that. You know, we can't harp on about them, you know, not having a good time that long. They are trying their absolute best here to make a comeback against the cut.
They are. BKB up on Kiritsugu should help simplify this process as well. We'll see if the cut man should find an angle here.
Oh, Static Storm, Kiritsugu. He will have the BKB, so he will use it immediately. Empyrean being chased down, but with the Glimmer Cape, he's actually able to just walk out. It's down the RP. He has caught 4 targets. Kiritsugu is down. It's an ultra kill for Scourge. And no Rampage. SemTD says no. You are not getting a Rampage out of this. But a huge RP coming in to end the game. And I think that's enough for Nexus Titans. They'll have to reset and come back another day. Definitely not the kind of day they were hoping for.